Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning, except it's not tomorrow anymore. It's 20,000 years ago. No alarm, no phone, no house, no breakfast waiting in the kitchen. Instead, you wake to the sound of birds, crackling fire, and people already moving around you. Nobody asks, "What's the plan today?" Everyone already knows it. So, what did ancient humans actually do all day? Contrary to what movies tell us, they weren't hunting mammoths from sunrise to sunset. In fact, hunting was only a small part of life. Most days were surprisingly ordinary. Let's walk through one. Early morning. The sun hasn't fully risen yet, but the group is already awake. Fire comes first. A fire wasn't just something to keep you warm. It cooked food, scared away predators, provided light, dried wet clothing, hardened wooden tools, and became the center of daily life. If the fire went out, making another one wasn't as simple as grabbing a lighter. Someone had to keep it alive. While others checked the fire, another group headed toward water. There were no taps, no bottles, and no guarantees. Finding water meant knowing the land. Which stream stayed clean after rain? Which pond dried up in summer? Which places attracted dangerous animals? Water wasn't just collected, it was remembered. Morning work. Now everyone begins separating into smaller tasks. Not everyone hunts. Some gather edible plants, berries, roots, nuts, or mushrooms. Others repair tools made from stone, bone, wood, or antler. Someone might be preparing animal hides into clothing. Children aren't sitting in classrooms. They're learning simply by watching adults. Every task is a lesson. A child who watches someone shape a spear every day will eventually know how to do it without anyone saying, "Today's lesson is tool making." Knowledge is copied, not downloaded. Late morning. If hunting happens today, only a few people may leave. Hunting large animals is risky. A broken leg doesn't just ruin your weekend, it could threaten the entire group's survival. Success depends less on strength and more on patience. Reading tracks, understanding wind, knowing where animals drink, predicting behavior. Ancient humans weren't stronger because they had bigger muscles. They were stronger because they understood the landscape like most of us understand our own neighborhood. Midday. Around the hottest part of the day, activity often slows. Food collected earlier is shared. Tools are repaired. Weapons are sharpened. Stories are exchanged. This surprises many people. Ancient humans didn't spend every second struggling to survive. When food was available, there was time to rest, teach, laugh, and strengthen relationships. Because humans have always been social. Long before cities, long before writing, long before the internet. Conversation was already one of our greatest survival tools. Afternoon. Now the group prepares for tomorrow. That might sound strange, but survival isn't about today's meal. It's about tomorrow's. Wood is gathered before night. Stone is collected for future tools. Plant fibers are twisted into cord. Damaged clothing is repaired. Nothing useful is thrown away. Every resource required effort to obtain. A broken spear isn't rubbish, it's tomorrow's repair project. This mindset is completely different from modern life. Today, if something breaks, many of us replace it. Ancient humans repaired almost everything, because replacing it wasn't always possible. Evening. As daylight fades, everyone returns, hopefully together. The evening meal becomes more than eating. It's information sharing. Where were the animals today? Which plants are becoming ripe? Did anyone notice fresh footprints? Has the weather changed? Every observation matters. Someone's small discovery today could save the group next week. Knowledge spreads around the fire, not through notifications. Night darkness changes everything. Without electric lights, the world becomes much smaller. The fire is checked again. Children stay close. Tools are placed where they'll be needed tomorrow. Some people sleep. Others may remain awake for part of the night, tending the fire or listening for unusual sounds, because darkness hides things. Predators, storms, visitors. The night demands attention. So, did ancient humans live like this every single day? Not exactly. Life changed with the seasons. Winter looked different from summer. A river valley looked different from a desert. A coastal group lived differently from people crossing open grasslands. But one thing remained constant. Almost everything they did had an immediate purpose. Gathering food, repairing tools, teaching children, watching the weather, strengthening the group. Nothing existed simply to fill time. And perhaps that's the biggest difference between their lives and ours. Today, it's possible to spend an entire day without making anything, repairing anything, growing anything, or learning anything useful for survival. Ancient humans rarely had that luxury. Every action connected directly to life. Every skill had value. Every person had something to contribute. So the next time you picture ancient humans, don't imagine people endlessly chasing mammoths across frozen landscapes. Imagine families repairing tools, children copying their parents, people laughing around a fire, someone quietly carving a spear, someone else collecting water before sunrise. Because history isn't made only by dramatic moments. It's built from ordinary days. And for thousands of generations, those ordinary days kept our species alive.